Chelsea Football Club end the season with 5 wins in a row. Mauricio Pochettino's job is no clearer. We don't know whether he's getting sacked or whether he's staying, but there's going to be a massive meeting. We know the metrics. The club have officially in the program. Yesterday's game gave us a description of what they're going to be basing for Chelsea Football Club going forward. Mauricio Pochettino explains he had a meal with Todd Bowley. I'll give you more examples, but yet he's causing a lot of problems in the background. That's what the reports are suggesting. We're going to talk about that. We've got 3 names that are being mentioned for the Chelsea job if he walks out. We'll go through each one of them. I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing on this list gives me the biggest confidence apart from Ruben Amorim, and he's the least expected to get this job. I'm a bit worried. However, I don't know whether I would sack Pochettino because what's next is a common question I'm being asked and I don't have the answer for it. I'll give you my thoughts later in the video, so you make sure you stay. And we also have an update of Kendry Pierce and William Estavio. They're not going on loan. I'm going to explain to you how the integration of the players is going to go down, why Chelsea are doing this, and more importantly, how they're going to be doing it. Is it realistic? Are they making it up as they go along? And more importantly, hit that like button because I'm going back to London tomorrow and video is going to be back from my studio rather than in my holiday house. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts, and let's get going. So Chelsea Football Club yesterday beat Bournemouth and it was 2-1. I wouldn't say it was a convincing performance. I was at the Nacional game. That's a team in Madeira that's just got promoted to the first division. A friend of mine plays for the team, went to support him. So it was really nice to see. However, Chelsea Football Club have won the game and that makes it 5 Premier League wins in a row. I'm going to give the club praise for that and Mauricio Pochettino praise for that because a lot of managers haven't done that in a long time. I don't think we've done it since Tuchel. So realistically speaking, well done, we've done that. However, we really like to play with our dinner. We have no control in games and I can't believe Solanke missed that chance. He could have made it 2-2 and nothing would have epitomized Chelsea's season more than a 2-2 draw against Bournemouth when Chelsea actually had more than enough chances to kill the game off. The reality is, after the game, Mauricio Pochettino confirmed he had a meal with Todd Bowley. The meal with Todd Bowley went down really well, and more importantly, he didn't disclose anything that was said in that meal. So this tells me one thing. They would have talked about the future, but more importantly, Todd most probably wants to keep him. That's my opinion. That's not what the papers are saying. That's not what anything else is saying. That is my opinion. But what is coming out from The Guardian is that Mauricio Pochettino at this moment in time wants more power in transfer. Mauricio wants to have a bigger opinion, he wants to have a bigger say, and he wants to be in control of who the club sign. He wants to be at that table. And tensions are growing because they don't want him to be at the table. He also wants players such as Trevor Chalobah and Conor Gallagher to stay. And if they go, it will cause more problems. Now it's time for my 2 cents. I don't think Mauricio Pochettino deserves to have more power. I think the way the club is built in the current iteration is perfect. The owners supply the money, the directors decide how they spend the money, the coach is there to manage the players that come through the door, and his job is purely to manage. Your job is not to tell us how the club should operate, your job is more to utilize the resources we bring to you. Is it the most efficient way of doing it? Well, that's the way Manchester City work. Yes, Pep will have every now and then, oh yeah, this is what we would want. But the reason why that works at Manchester City, why it works at Liverpool, why it works at Arsenal, is because the manager and the sporting directors are in sync. The individuals appointed of the same mindset. If Poch has a different mindset of signing players to the directors, he ain't the man for your project. And that's when you have to act and get rid of Mauricio Pochettino, or you need to act and get rid of the directors as the owner. However, I think the directors have done a good job. I really do. A lot of people are going to say, no, Alex, you're wrong. I do believe the talents that we have is really good in this squad. It is a top 4 squad. We finished 5 points off 4th place. And we have been beyond hopeless for large parts of this season. So for me, injury worries, Pochettino's lack of adjustments, just bad luck in general, leaking goals for fun. It leads to a contribution, in my opinion, of why we didn't finish in the top 4. And could a better manager get more out of the squad? 100%. I really do believe that. But I wouldn't give Mauricio the control that he's looking for. So the sporting directors at this moment in time believe one thing is for certain, right? They believe Mauricio Pochettino took too long to adjust. I agree with them. I said this after we did it against Aston Villa. Why did it take Maurizio Pochettino till game week 33 to invert Cucurella and then proceed with that system? Why did we just not use a double pivot of Enzo and Caicedo, 3 centre-backs, and spread the width? Why did we not do it from earlier on? Enzo can transition the ball better than anyone in the Premier League. He is known to have the best characteristics for that position, yet we never utilised them properly. We asked him to do a box-to-box role like Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is one of the best individuals in the league at covering ground. Why is Conor Gallagher being played as a number 10 and not as a number 8? There's so many questions. Why did Ben Chilwell spend the first 6 games playing on the left wing? Why did Levi Colwill play left back? These tactical adjustments didn't work, and they should be held accountable when Maurizio Pochettino gets judged. It's as simple as that. Am I saying he only did bad things? No, he did some good things. I think he managed the injuries very well. I think when things were burning around him, he was actually very calm in the situation. He protected the players very well. And that's exactly why the players are so loyal to him right now. And more importantly, they're so young and naive that they just want to turn in on him. They just think, okay, it's a process. They've all bought into what he's selling. However, in the matchday program, what was very interesting for me is the club were very keen to highlight what it means to be Chelsea for them. They said, number one, they want to compete and win in the league. I agree with that. We need to be, from next season, minimum top 4. No excuses next year. Then the second one, they want to compete for cups and on a European base. I think this year we have done that. Look, you can't win every cup. We could have won some cups this year, but getting to finals and semi-finals and losing, it happens. It just can't become a habit that every time we get to a final or a semi-final we cave. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And the better you are in the league, it's a better representation after that you'll win the bigger games on a bigger occasion. So for me, Pochettino ticks this one. We were competing in cups very well. You want to win titles at all levels, the youth level and the senior level. That's an overall team basis. The youth team are doing well. They're competing. We, not so much, right? We're going to have to improve on that. Explore the future generations and encounter these talents to come to Chelsea Football Club. Estavio Willian, Kendry Pierce, David Washington. We're going and acquiring a lot of young talent. Whether they're going to flourish at Chelsea Football Club, we don't know. But what we do know is it's going to be very interesting to see how they develop in the future. Meet financial regulations. That's one for the club and the big boys. We as fans don't care about that. And the final one, the biggest one of all, earn the trust of the supporter. This is a massive one. Because for me, this one here is the one that really is difficult for us to pinpoint. You earn the trust by winning. You do the other 5 above, you earn the trust. This one is a throwaway comment. People aren't going to like that I said that, but the fans are fickle. We are all fickle. We won 5 games in a row and people want Pochettino to stay and eat the best things in sliced bread. They've forgotten the whole season. For me, it's simple. 5 games cannot dictate whether I want to keep or delete a manager. The reason I say that is because 5 games is a small sample. You have the whole season to judge him, and you judge him based across the whole season. You can't just judge someone based off 5. You can't just judge him since December, because what happened in the first few months? You can't, what happened if you flipped our season? What if we ended the season poorly? He would have got sacked. So you can't just be judging on circumstantial opinion. You need the full picture and make your assessment of that. What I find very interesting is the 3 names that have been linked with Chelsea, 2 very strongly, 1 a little bit moderate. One of them being really moderate is Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim has been linked with Chelsea, but then a few weeks ago, we had David Ornstein come out with vim, with chest, saying Chelsea will not appoint him. He will not be on the list. Antonio Conte was mentioned, Flick was mentioned, Jose Mourinho and Amorim. All 4 of them are not considered. We also had an article that said he is not considered due to the fact that the squad does not suit what he requires. However, what I found interesting is right now stories are coming out that Chelsea could go back in for him because Chelsea do see the talents of the manager. They do believe he's a good manager. However, at this moment in time, they're being very patient. The second name that is very interesting is Roberto De Zerbi. De Zerbi at this moment in time is being linked with Chelsea. However, De Zerbi's not got a club. He left Brighton and Hove Albion. He walked out on his contract. He was, I think, it's mutually accepted that he can walk away. He can do whatever he wants. And what's very interesting is he left Brighton due to creative differences. He believes the club should be investing in this manner. Brighton believes he should be investing in this manner. And they said, you know what, it's best that we part ways. However, and this is where the however comes in, the Chelsea squad suits De Zerbi a lot. But I worry about the fit of De Zerbi with this squad. And let me explain to you. What has De Zerbi done to warrant the Chelsea job? But at the same time, what has De Zerbi worked with at Brighton to say that he's not good enough for Chelsea? Maurizio Pochettino conceded 63 goals with his Chelsea. De Zerbi conceded 62. We know De Zerbi's teams get slapped, and when they get slapped, it is disgusting. However, Chelsea have been slapped this year, and it's been disgusting as well. So, is De Zerbi an upgrade on Pochettino, or are you willing to wait for a better manager next year? The problem for me is, what is a better man? Like, how do you predefine that this manager is definitely going to come in and be better? Because if you're going after the best project, because if Poch gets top 4 next year, why would you sack him? You just justified that top 4 is the target, right? He gets the target. Why would you get rid of him then? Do you understand what I mean? It doesn't make sense. For me, you can't make decisions of fear. You can't say, oh, but what else is out there? What are we going to do? Because the reality is, if you don't believe Pochettino is the right man for the job, get rid of him and bring someone else in. If you believe Pochettino is the right man for the job, stick with him. That is what the directors have to do. We're emotional. We're fans. We are not expected to make these decisions. They are. The next manager that is linked is Kieran McKenna. Kieran McKenna has taken over, left Manchester United, took over the Ipswich job, got them promoted from League One, got them promoted from the Championship, and now is coming into the Premier League. And what's becoming very evident is Manchester United are looking at Kieran McKenna, Chelsea are looking at Kieran McKenna, Brighton are looking at Kieran McKenna. Kieran McKenna's name is being touted everywhere for his expansive football, for his ability to create good chances and play open. However, he's got no experience in the Premier League. This guy has been a savant of football at youth team level. Apparently his Spurs teams were absolutely amazing. His Ipswich team is flourishing. So I can see the fact that he's attracting all this. And the reports are coming out that the representation of Kieran McKenna has spoken with the representation of Chelsea Football Club for potentially taking over it. This could be for future terms. Because what if you're just planting the seeds now for next year? What if Kieran McKenna comes in and smashes it with Ipswich and you want him next year? I don't like this move because it's too much of a risk. I'd rather stay with Pochettino. Other people on the other hand, I don't know what they would do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you want Amorim, De Zerbi, or stick with Poch or Kieran McKenna? That's a good question. But enough on the future of the manager situation, time to look at the players. So something that's been really coming up recently is what's going to happen with Kendrick Piaz and what's going to happen with William Estavu when they join. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that both players will be coming in and going into the first team squad. Neither player will be going on loan. And this lets me know one thing. This lets me know next year is make or break for Noni Madueke, for Omari Hutchinson, for Mudryk, and more importantly for Raheem Sterling. I think Christopher Nkunku and Cole Palmer are going to be in the Chelsea team going forward. They're just of the caliber where you believe in them. Sterling, if he goes anywhere near his original form that we signed him on, he's going to be fine. It's when Noni, Mudryk, and just have to develop. Omari Hutchinson, if he can break through, Angelo. A lot of players are going to be getting sold either this summer or next summer because those two young gems that are going to be coming in, they're going to be coming off the bench and they're going to be getting integrated nice and slowly and they're going to play minutes here and there. So we need to be realistic and give them time to adapt to the league and adapt to the culture of like just the Premier League and the people, the food, the environment. All of that is a factor. The best way to look at it is look at Goulet at Real Madrid. Real Madrid were winning, Goulet was quiet, he was injured, but then he played, his body was getting adapted, and towards the end of the season, he's shining and everyone's like, oh, they managed him perfect. We need to have something similar. We need to make sure next year when they come, if we're winning, no one's going to be moaning. If we're losing, that's when people are going to be saying, play him, and there's going to be a lot of unnecessary pressure. We need to be ready for when they come to have a stable environment. Guys, this was a little bit of a long video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Here, I've got a video on Ruben Amorim's and De Zerbi's strengths and weaknesses. Go check it out, let me know. Here is a video that I made on Mauricio Pochettino and the negatives of why I think he's not the right man for the job. This was done in December, and I swear to you, it still stands. Let's get into it, check it out. Peace out, I'm out. See you on the other end.